Okay, Edward here from erviewer.com, and sorry about the delay putting this up. I have been under the weather, but I'm going to try and get through this. Okay, so here we have target 1013-8362. Again, I reached out to Dustin Newcomb and asked him if he could pick a target for me. This was about a month ago, I'd say, or yeah, maybe a little more than a month ago. And he picked a target for me. All I had was the target reference number, nothing else. The target that he picked for me was an event, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know if it was a person, event, a place. I knew nothing here. So the target was an event. Friday, January 12, 1970, starting at 6 p.m. at the San Diego Stadium. Pittsburgh Pirate right-handed pitcher Dock Ellis pitched a no-hitter in the first of a doubleheader baseball game against the San Diego Padres. The game lasted 2 hours and 13 minutes. The Pirates won 2-0. That was the first and only no-hitter of Dock Ellis's baseball career. He later claimed he was on LSD earlier that day and was under the influence while pitching. Target specifics: the experience of pitching the no-hitter game starting at 6 p.m. on the evening of June 12, lasting 2 hours and 13 minutes at the old San Diego Stadium, as perceived by the man known as Dock Ellis, pitcher of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Target variables: in addition to relevant data defined by the target summary and target specifics, the viewer perceives and describes and additional tangential target aspects. Dock Ellis's physical brain function processing while pitching during the described game. Dock Ellis's perceived brain function perceived while pitching during the. Oh, that's the same. That's a double. That's a double. Any novel chemical or energetic signatures interacting with Dock Ellis's physiology while pitching during the described game. Viewer parameters. The viewer perceives only the intended target as it is specified by the target specifics and target variables. The viewer describes only tangibles and intangibles that exist related to this target in the intended state, task, the time frame, protocol, CRV. Okay, so that's the tasking. Basically, I was tasked this Dock Ellis while he was pitching a no-hitter in 1970 while out of his mind on LSD. Okay, so this was not an easy target. This was not an easy target. I uh, I started out pretty good on it, filming an event. There was a broadcast. There's something happening here. There's cameras. There's people. Again, this game was filmed. This game was filmed, um, broadcast on national television while Doc was blazing on LSD back in 1970 here. So I'm picking up on that. People are excited, they're interested, and all that. It's an event, park, or the sound of a park. Move to the event and describe. People are excited, they're exuberant, wide-eyed, amazed at what they are watching. Now, who knows? Maybe this wide-eyed one is Doc Ellis while he's out of his mind. Um, Wonderment and amazement and shock and all that kind of stuff. And then it fell off the cliff on the session. So I took a break and said, okay, I kind of lost it on this one. So I took a break from it, and I came back to the target after I took some break, and I kept getting this big structure here. This is the San Diego Stadium here, and I kept getting this big structure here. So I was feeling pretty good here. There's people watching something inside of a big building, close grouped people. There's some tensions here. I'm not sure where I'm going on there. Some of us kind of going in and out. This was a tough target. Not without a cost. There's a price to pay here. Things didn't go as planned. There's kind of a plan, something going on in the facility. People were excited and committed, but it didn't go as planned. I kept getting this kind of not going as planned kind of feel. Conflict and stuff like that. Investors angry, and they were pretty upset at him once they found out he was on drugs, on LSD. Something, strategies and plans, um, sacrifice. I was kind of getting this whole thing here. They're talking about an attempt. They can laugh about it now, but it was kind of dangerous at the time. Once in a lifetime thing. Once in a lifetime thing. That he only had one. That was the only time he pitched a no hitter. They feel proud of the attempt. Well, they won the game. My scanner kind of goes crazy here, but these guys bonded together. Bonded guys like a baseball team. I'm not going to show that video because that was. I'll go on to the next one. There's a little stronger stuff. So I wanted to take a look more at this attempt and see if I can get more ideas of what that attempt was, what was going on there. That was interesting to me. Something was attempted and didn't go specifically as planned. And that's interesting too, because as I was researching this, it didn't go as planned, meaning that according to Dock Ellis, he didn't know he was pitching a game that day. He was taking LSD for, I think, 2 days straight. And the person he was staying with said, "Hey, man, you have a game. You have to go pitch a game today." And he was like, "No, I don't. I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's tomorrow." And they went and they found out that he was pitching a game that day. But it was too late. He had already taken some more LSD and he was out of his mind. So I think that was where that was coming from. All right, so again, I'm getting the structure here. I'm back at the structure. I keep tapping into the structure. There it is. I'm on location here. As far as remote viewing goes, I'm on location. Okay, so now this is kind of what I call digging, and basically I'm just going to dig into my mind until more data comes out. There was an attempt. I'm just questioning as I'm digging into my mind. It was a goal. What was the goal? What did they feel? What went wrong? What did they go about? How did they go about it? Trying to accomplish. Okay, great. Accomplish. What were they trying to accomplish? A prize, a goal, a finish, first place, a win. They wanted to win. They were doing something to be first. They're very competitive. Out on a limb. It even felt a little dangerous to me. They're seen as heroes, these men. Dangerous attempt. Dangerous, like life-threatening. I was kind of getting into this thing. Maybe a little dangerous. Maybe Dock Ellis might have flown off the rails there and hit somebody in the head with a ball or something like that. Putting their lives on the line. I don't know about that. I don't know where I was at with that. I was just describing the feeling, the fear that I was feeling. That was really where that was coming from. I was feeling a sense of fear, and like it was a little bit dangerous. They came out the other side. They got through it. Let's see what else we got. The idea like they didn't have the proper equipment and the technologies and stuff like that. So I'm kind of floating in and out. Again, this is a tough target. I'm kind of trying to stay on I'm riding the fine line here. They had the ambition, but not the tech. I don't know what they did that year. I don't know if they won that year or not. They had the will and the guts, but not the equipment. Kind of dramatic. They are strong-willed people. Very strong, very brave. An attempt is stepping out of the belief of what was possible. This is where I started to get into the mind space here. This is where it started to feel interesting to me. Right here. An attempt is stepping out of the belief of what was possible. This feels like it was in the past. It was edgy, on the edge. I would say so. Pitching a Major League Baseball game, a lot of your mind on LSD. This is par with climbing Mount Everest, space flight, flight in general, pushing forward. Move to the main person doing this and describe his purpose. This is interesting here. This is where it gets really interesting because, in my opinion, it kind of goes into kind of the potentials of LSD here. It's for humanity, pushing humanity forward. Very proud. New frontier. I could not spell frontier right there. I just couldn't do it. Exploring new area. What are they exploring? Describe it. What are they exploring here? There is a breakthrough that they want, like a math equation, a puzzle to solve, an unraveling, like pulling a pin. I'm getting closer and I'm getting closer and closer to this, into the target here. It unfolds when it's right, when it's picked. They want this badly, like getting the secret or the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail I kept getting. This is the Holy Grail moment. Keys to the kingdom. Question. Now this is where I felt something different. I felt something different coming in here. Do they deserve it? Have they been stopped? There's a feeling like there was an intervention. This is where I started, was really getting interesting to me. Move to what or who intervened and describe. There's a feeling like the attempters are very primitive, like humans. Humans utilizing something like LSD in a not so good way here. There's a feeling like the attempts are very primitive. They don't get it. They are missing things. They are dangerous. They're stupid and they're not ready. This is the message. I'm telling you, I was getting a message from some level of intervention. And this is the message that I was getting. They are too young for this kind of power and responsibility. Oh, for this kind of power and responsibility. They don't understand what they are opening. If it is given to them, they will not be able to handle it without intervention, without guidance. This was where this whole thing was. My brain was like on fire right here. This was so interesting to me. This is a very high energy source. They are trying to access. They are trying to access an energy source, and they are being slowed down or stopped. So then, okay, I'm all in here. Move to the energy source and describe. And this is where I break here. Dimensional. It's not good. Playing with fire. Playing with fire. A ripple effect. There are consequences for these actions. They don't understand. And here's Doc, and blazing, touching into other dimensions here. And then I took a break, and then I came back and I did another session. So my feelings on this is that, given the nature of the target, which is Dock Ellis, who admitted he was a drug addict. He had a problem with drugs and alcohol, and he was not taking LSD from what I gather, to try to understand the nature of reality. He was more. He said in an interview, he took drugs in order to deal with his. I think it was like anxiety, fear of failure, stage fright, and all of that, to be able to get out and pitch in front of the crowd and on TV and all that. So I'm looking at this session here, and in my opinion, something like LSD is something that's so powerful because it illuminates a large portion of the brain and does give us access to immense power. that that we as human beings, we need to be ready to handle that kind of access. That if we're given those keys to the kingdom, as was coming through here, we would probably blow everything up even faster than we are now. And so, from this session, intervention, I believe, is required in this type of I'll even call it technology, mind technology, kind of like what I was getting in the earlier part of the session here. And so this was a great session for me. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this target because it has given me, through this experience, a different point of view on these types of mind-altering molecules, and how the potential, the message, the idea that intervention is required for us to be able to handle the amount of potential that we have naturally, the amount of potential and power we have in our human brain that we have that we just don't access, and that something like this is dangerous because of our lack of understanding. And that's what I got from this session. And so I'll have the full session here if you want to watch it after this, and I'll come back and do another video as I go in. We decided to do a movement on to the main person, and that one was really interesting too. Not a long session, but it was really interesting. So that's this one here, and stay tuned for the next session. Many more to come.
One 013-8362. Wavy. Point. Curving. Point. Curve. Hard. Man-made. 1013-8362. Okay. Angle. Curve. Angle. Cross. Angle. Man-made. 1013-8362. Curve. Angle. Cross. Sloping. Man-made. Soft. Yellow. Brown. Black. Humid. Hot. Slow. Brown. glassy, filmy, metallic, moist, yellow, silver, round, angular, black, inside hollow, dense, big, curious. In this place again, a structure, big, hollow, sensory dimensions, AI, AOL. The attempt. The attempt. What was attempted? What did they try? What was the goal? Why did it fail? What went wrong? How did they go about doing it? What were they trying to accomplish? Accomplish. 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 An accomplishment. 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 What were they trying to accomplish? Accomplish. An accomplishment. An accomplishment. accomplishment, like a prize, like a prize, goal, a goal, a finish, a finish, a finish, a prize, a first place, a finish, a goal, like a prize, like a win, a win. They wanted to 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 come in first place. They wanted to win. They wanted to win. They were doing something. They wanted to win. They were doing something. They were doing something. They wanted to win. First place, prize. Be the first. Be the first. They wanted to be the first. They wanted to win. Very competitive. Very competitive people. Very competitive people. Out on a limb. Dangerous. Seen as heroes. Seen as heroes. Out on a limb. Out on a limb. Dangerous. A dangerous attempt. A dangerous attempt. It's 4 sensory dimensions. dangerous attempt, it's a dangerous endeavor. Dangerous, like life-threatening. Dangerous, like life-threatening, like mechanical, and dangerous, life-threatening endeavor. This is the feeling here. This is an AI. These people put their lives on the line to do this. They put their lives on the line, like they came out the other side. They came out the other side. They got through. They got through. It ended, but they didn't achieve the goal. Like the idea, like they didn't have the proper technology, ill-equipped. They were ill-equipped, didn't have what they needed. Meaning they could have succeeded if they had more advanced mechanisms, like too bulky. like they had the ambition, but not the tech. That's the feel. That is the feel. They had the ambition, they had the will, and the guts, but not the equipment. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. That is the feeling of it. Dimensions, AI, tangibles, intangible. You know the signal. They had the will, that's for sure. These are strong, strong-willed people. Very strong. Brave people. Stepping out of the I'm going to say the attempt is stepping out of the belief of what was possible. Stepping out of the belief of what was possible. This feels like it was in the past. In the past. But this is edgy. This is edgy. On the edge. On the edge. I'm gonna this is par with climbing Mount Everest, space flight, flight in general. Flight in general. It's edgy. It's pushing forward. Pushing forward. Let's do this. Move to the main person doing this and describe his purpose. Move to the main person doing this and describe his purpose. It's like it's for humanity. Pushing humanity forward. Pushing humanity forward. Pushing humanity for the it's like very proud, very proud, very proud. Pushing humanity forward. Pushing humanity forward. New frontier. How do you spell that? Frontier? New, how do you spell that? A new frontier. Exploring new area. Exploring new area. They're explorers. What are they exploring? Describe. What are they exploring? They're explorers. What are they exploring? It's like there's a breakthrough. That they want. There's a breakthrough that they want, like a math equation. Like a math equation, a puzzle to solve. A puzzle to solve, an unraveling. An unraveling like a pin, like pulling a pin. Like pulling a pin. Pulling a pin, unraveling like a math equation. It unfolds when it's right, or when it's picked. puzzle. Man, this is an EI. They want this bad. That might be in stage 7. They really want this. Whoa, man. They really, really want this bad. It's like getting the secret. Like getting the secret, or the Holy Grail. Holy Grail. Is that how you spell it? Like the Holy Grail. You know, this is the Holy Grail. Holy Grail moment. This is the Holy Grail moment. Like, keys to the kingdom feel. That kind of thing. It's like, question. Do they deserve it? Have they been stopped? There is a feeling like there was an intervention. Move to who or what intervened and describe. There is a feeling like the attempters are very primitive. Like they're very primitive. They don't get it. They don't get it. They are missing. They're missing things. They are dangerous. They are dangerous. Stupid. Not ready. They're not ready. They are not ready. Dimensions, they are too young. They're too young for this kind of power and responsibility. Too young for this kind of power and responsibility. They don't understand it. They don't understand what they are opening. If it is given to them, they will not be able to handle it without intervention. Without intervention. Without guidance. This is a very high energy source. They are trying to access. They're trying to access an energy source. They're trying to access an energy source. And they are being slowed down or stopped. Move to the energy source and describe. Move to the energy source. Move to the energy source. 8. Sensory, 10 dimensions. Yeah. Tangible, intangible. Energy source. Energy source. Kind of energy source. It's like dimensional. Dimensional. It's not good. Playing with fire. Playing with fire. Energy source. Move to the energy source and describe. Like ripple. A ripple effect. It's like there are consequences for these actions. They don't understand.